says live. Excellent.
It does say live. It does.
Excellent, excellent.
I have the hotspot with me. We're good. Hello, we're back. We haven't done this in a couple of weeks.
I know. I feel like some good books have come and gone out already. I'm sorry, folks. I couldn't hold on to them.
No, and especially for the adult books, we definitely cannot hang on to them. But yeah, we are back to share some new books. I have some teen books, some adult books, and Marie's got middle grade and children's books. Got some good stuff.
We got some really good stuff. I'm super excited this week.
We are going to start with a horror novel. It's a very intriguing cover, but it is a apparently terrifying, scary book.
Oh gosh, okay, because it looks nice. Actually, it looks like a nice little mystery, but I'm wrong.
No, it's, okay. You tell me. Look at this creepy house.
I don't know. I thought it looked like a charming, cozy mystery.
That
my signals are way off.
The house.
All right.
She was thrown off by the cat.
Yeah, the cat totally got my attention. So.
Oh, there's a cat. Must be a good book.
It must be cute and cozy.
This is The Last House on Needless Street, which Stephen King calls a true nerve shredder.
Oh gosh, Stephen King said that?
Stephen King calls it a nerve shredder.
Let's have it. Lay it on me.
Actually, the little blurb here doesn't really give that much away, but the reviews were excellent, so I was very intrigued. In a boarded-up house on a dead-end street at the edge of the wild Washington woods, lives a family of 3. A teenage girl who isn't allowed outside, not after last time.
Oh my gosh, okay.
A man who drinks alone in front of his TV, trying to ignore the gaps in his memory. And here it is, a house cat who loves napping and reading the Bible.
What? A Bible-thumping cat?
Maybe he's dissecting the Bible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bible thumper or Bible dissector?
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know.
I mean, cats could be very critical, so that's why I went in that direction. An unspeakable secret binds them together, but when a new neighbor moves in next door, what is buried among the birch trees may come back to haunt them all. Now she's looking back at the cover.
I gotta look at this cover again.
The Last House on Needless Street is an immersive and shocking journey that will keep you guessing until the last page. The Publisher's Weekly starred review calls it a masterful horror novel which packs an emotional wallop which lingers.
I don't know if I could take an emotional wallop right now.
It says something terrible is buried in the forest at the end of Needless Street.
Okay.
Oh, there are a lot of
The fact that it's called Needless Street is pretty creepy right in and of
Yeah,
itself.
I know. Dark and creepy, sad and strange, kept me glued and guessing right up to the end. Breathtakingly ambitious book, gorgeously written, and we've got a cat that reads the Bible.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad that neither of us were surprised the cat reads.
No.
Just that Bible would have been his choice.
Yeah.
Seems
like
like
I
he
said,
would
cats.
prefer
I mean, cats have
fiction.
all different interests.
Yeah, I feel like a fiction book would appeal more.
I don't know. I feel like cats would read like war history or something.
The Art of War.
Going in the historical direction, there is a new biography about Robert E. Lee. It's a nice sizable one. Yeah, there were great reviews for this, and a lot of these figures that we all know their names, but do we really know their full stories? There have been a lot of really great biographies coming out lately about prominent figures in history, so I think people may enjoy that one.
My husband's reading one rant now that just came out recently, I think about Lafayette.
Oh, yeah.
And he said it's really interesting.
Yeah, they're really stepping up their game with these biographies. They're not so dry. They're so interesting. They really...
Well, because I think they're trying to sort of be honest more. Like, instead of just, like, saying, oh, this person was all good or this person was all bad, they're trying to show that, like, people have depths. And even historical characters had some depths. And it's really very interesting. So...
Yeah, he's one of the most confounding figures in American history. So it kind of goes through... the ups and the downs and what worked, what did not work when you're talking about Robert E. Lee. So,
right, and he's like, is he a great general? Is he a traitor? Is he both? It's really interesting. And so that was the review I read about it too.
Yeah. This next one everybody is waiting for, by the author of All the Light We Cannot See.
Book.
This is by Anthony Doerr, Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I read that one ages ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did he have anything else in between?
I don't think so. I think this has been his first book since.
That was a while ago.
This has been hotly anticipated. It's like a fantasy fiction set in Constantinople in the 15th century in a small town in present-day Ohio and on an interstellar ship decades from now.
Whoa.
Taking you everywhere.
Okay.
Anthony Doerr's gorgeous third novel is a triumph of imagination and compassion, a soaring story about children on the cusp of adulthood in worlds of peril who find resilience, hope, and a book.
So it all starts with a book.
Times and places that reflect our vast interconnectedness with other species, with each other, and with those who lived before us, and with those who will be here after we're gone. So it's about 13-year-old Anna, who's an orphan, who lives inside of Constantinople. She's restless, she's curious, she learns how to read, and goes to libraries. She reads to her sister during the siege of Constantinople, and then outside of the walls is Omir, a village boy miles from home, conscripted with his beloved ox in the invading army. His path and Anna's will cross, of course. 500 years later, in a library in Idaho, more libraries, I know, octogenarian Zeno, who learned Greek as a prisoner of war, rehearses 5 children in a play adaptation of Athon's story, preserved against all odds through centuries. Tucked among the library shelves is a bomb! Plagued by trouble, idealistic teenager, planted by a troubled teenager named Seymour. This is another siege, and in the not-so-distant future, on an interstellar ship, Constance is alone in a vault, copying on scraps of paper from the stories told by her father. So it's just like how they all connect, and they're just like different threads that they just keep connecting, and they kind of, I guess, pick up where the other leaves off. Their lives are gloriously intertwined, but it's dedicated to the librarians then, now, and in the years to come. So
I would not have expected that after, because all the light you cannot see was like a historical fiction.
I think, is there a note? I think we had the advanced reader's copy, and I think there was a note to librarians in it, but I gave it away for summer reading. So now I cannot tell you.
Somebody's got that.
Somebody's got that. Let me know.
How you liked it. Interesting.
Yes, this book is built upon the foundation of many other books.
Kind of sounds a bit like a Neil Stephenson book. My husband likes those. Maybe he would like this.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't
I don't
say
like those
there.
time travel or time, like I don't like that multiple, it's too
Globe-trotting, it says.
Globe-trotting maybe, but too much time travel I can't take.
Both scholarly and fanciful, etc., etc. But yeah, I think, somewhere there was like a dedicated to the librarians that was like expanded a little bit more, but I don't know, so about the power of a book and being interconnected and growing up, and there's just it's big too, so tackle it. The reviews, of course, are excellent. We've got two light ones, two fun ones. Yeah. We've got, it is holiday season. There are a ton of books that Janet has on her desk right now that came out today that I'm not showing you. But there are tons of holiday books. And of course, you know me, it's Halloween right now. And then we go straight into the holiday season.
Can't mess with Halloween. That has to be first.
No, I went to Home Goods the other day looking for Halloween decorations because I haven't gotten Halloween decorations since, July. And it was Christmas in there already.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But, so it is time in the publishing world for the holiday
I've been buying
rush.
some of the kids' chapter books too for holidays because I'm like, you know what? I think older kids would like that too. I don't think it's just for little kids.
Yeah, there was a whole feature in last week's Publishers Weekly. Yeah.
So I bought a bunch of those for the little.
But there are a bunch that have come out. So if you're interested in some of those holiday books that come out every year, they're on our new shelf, and there are more coming next week and the week after too. But this one is called The Matzo Ball.
Looks like fun.
This is like a Hallmark movie in a book. It really is. It is literally, especially if you've seen some of the recent Hanukkah Hallmark movies. Same thing. Somebody who is Jewish is known for writing romance novels about Christmas, even though she's Jewish, because that's what sells. Christmas sells. And finally, her publisher is like, listen, write a Hanukkah book. And she's like, how do I do that? And her publisher is like, you're Jewish, figure it out. So
this sounds exactly like the Hallmark movie you told me about, and it's not this book. I think it sounds fun though.
And she does say Hanukkah is not magical, and it's true. It's true. Hanukkah is not the biggest Jewish holiday of the year. It just happens to fall during a season where everybody wants to be have family togetherness. So she is determined to find her muse at the Matzo Ball, a Jewish music celebration on the last night of Hanukkah. And that sounds awesome.
Actually, I would go to a Matzo Ball.
I would totally go to
fun.
that. So she meets Jacob Greenberg, who actually she knows from when she used to go to camp, and they are arch enemies. So,
arch enemies.
Fill in the blanks. Where do you think? I know. Enemies to lovers is one of the biggest tropes in romance fiction and movies. Fill in the blanks. It seems like it's a lot of fun. It had some fun, good reviews, and I just thought it would be something interesting to.
And people want some holiday stuff.
Yes,
that's a holiday book.
Everybody loves
Break
a
it
holiday
up.
book.
Break it up.
Going backwards, here's another another witchy one.
Ooh.
I should have done this one first, but it's called The X-Hex. Ooh.
That looks really cute.
And the tagline is "Never mix vodka and witchcraft."
Why not?
I don't know. There's probably a very good reason. 9 years ago, Vivian Jones nursed her broken heart like any young witch would, with vodka, weepy music, and bubble baths, which led to a curse on the horrible boyfriend.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
That's why you don't drink and spell.
That's a good one.
She isn't worried it will cause him anything more than a bad hair day or two. That's until Reese, a descendant of the town's ancestors and breaker of hearts, and annoyingly just as gorgeous as he always was, returns to Georgia where she lives. It should be a quick trip to recharge the town's lines and make an appearance at the annual fall fair, and it turns disastrously wrong. With one calamity after another striking him, Vivi realized her silly little ex-hex may not have been so harmless after all. Suddenly, Graves Glen, the town in Georgia, is under attack from murderous wind-up toys, a pissed-off ghost, and a talking cat with some interesting things to say. Another cat. I wonder if this one.
I was going to say this almost sounded like a Hallmark movie till it got to that part with the cat and everything. I'm like, no, that's not Hallmark.
Vivi and Reese have to ignore their off-the-charts chemistry to work together to save the town and find a way to break the breakup curse before it's too late.
Ooh.
Just a fun witchy Halloween season, spooky season one. I love it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
It does sound fun. All right, I have a couple of young adult ones. I actually have a whole stack, but I couldn't do all of them today.
Looks like a bunch of good ones.
This is for our sci-fi fantasy fans. If they've read Marie Lu, she does a lot of sci-fi. This is a sequel, so what is the sequel to? It's Sky Hunter. It's called Steel Striker. I just love the cover, so I wanted to show it off.
Oh, and I like how it has this on the side, too.
Yeah.
That's
cool. So this is a sequel, so it's just about, like, government and fighting and war, but it's like sci-fi fantasy.
I love how
so it's more...
our adult book is like, light and casual, and
our adult books are fun, and our teen books are like
heavy.
Dystopia.
Very interesting.
But Marie Lu is an awesome writer and seems to be also just like a cool human in general,
popular,
and
kids like her too.
Very popular. Has so many books. So if you know a teen who is looking to get into a series and go for it, this is a sequel, so they don't have to wait for the sequel to come out. The first one.
I like that.
Yeah, I know. That's usually how I peddle the books to the teens. Is when I know I'm like, oh, well, why don't you read this now? Because the sequel just came out, and that way you can go straight from one to the other without waiting, and that usually gets them.
Yeah, I like to read.
This one had really good reviews, and it just is. It's kind of heavy topic, but I think teens, are aware of things that are heavy that are going on, and it helps them work through how they feel about it, how they react to it, and to know that they're not alone. This is called You'd Be Home Now. And it is about a girl named Emery. She is a rich kid. She's the great daughter of the town mill founder, which is like a big thing where they are. She's supposed to be the good kid, and her older brother is, really heavy into drugs, and they get into a car accident while he's under the influence, and it kills somebody that they know. So she's kind of picking up the pieces from that when her brother comes home from rehab, and she can't handle all of the outside noise that people are talking to her about, like how she should react, how she should be, what she should do, how she should support her family and her brother, and she just wants to be herself, but there's just so much going on in the town, and she just wants to find who she is in all of this noise and these terrible things that are happening, and unfortunately, reality is not perfect, and so when teens read books like these, they're hard topics and it's a harsh reality, but they can see that they're not alone, and that they can persevere through these sorts of things. It says that it's beautiful, raw, unflinching. It will break your heart, but so too will they give you the hope to rebuild it, which is really what teens need. They need that, you know? And a lot of young adult books are like that. They're heavier nowadays because the world is heavier, but they're just always little hints of
hopefulness.
There's light. There is a light at that.
Isn't always the truth with the adult books.
I know. True. Oh, some of them are so dismal.
Yeah.
This one I have been waiting for a long time. I loved Stephanie Garber's Caraval series, which is just fantastical and beautiful. And this is a new book. I don't know if it's going to be a series or not, if this is a one-off. I think it's a one. It's called Once Upon a Broken Heart. Look at that cover. It's so pretty.
Really pretty.
It is so pretty.
Oversized, too. It looks like it's a bit big.
All stories are made of both truths and lies, and what matters is the way that we believe them. How far would you go for happily ever after? It's like an upside-down dark fairy tale. Ooh. For as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Desperate to stop the wedding and to heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks her for not 3 wishes, 3 kisses. Kind of like I feel like a Rumpelstiltskin kind of deal here going on. And they must be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and that the Prince of Hearts, I know, what do you expect, wants far more from her than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. I just feel like there's like a lot to unpack there, you know, just, again, it's like fairy tale, kind of like fairy tale redux, but also just about, you know, your own power and what would you do and what happens when you give parts of yourself up and you know better. And it just sounds really interesting. Her writing is always beautiful and detailed and full of just rich images, so I'm looking forward to this for sure.
All right. Sounds good.
Even the spine is beautiful.
Yeah, they did a nice job with that one.
Yeah, gorgeous production design. Yeah. All right, so that's all I have. Marie's got a great stack of books,
I got a great little stack
Very
over here.
Exciting things.
I'm going to start with the picture books. We have a new How Do Dinosaurs Say Blah 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 or Do Blah Blah. These are so popular with the kids. They love it. It's by Jane Yolen, who I love. And this one is How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodbye. And it's really sweet. It's kind of about separation anxiety and how to deal with it and what do dinosaurs do. And I just think the kids will really love it. You can see here we have a dinosaur having a bit of a fit because friends are leaving. But what's really cute is they also write the name of the dinosaur next to the dinosaur in case you wanted to identify it, which I can't even pronounce it. But
no, but the kids can.
The kids can, which is what is it's unbelievable to me. Nebulosaurus, this is called. And the kids would know that, so yeah.
I love the emotions that they have. She does
exactly.
such a great job.
Yeah, look at this. That's this illustrator Mark Teague, which we love too.
Yeah, we do love him.
And so you can see this is very sad, overwrought dinosaur, and the kids really love these books. So this one is called Maybe by Chris Houghton, and it had very good reviews. And it's interesting. I mean, it's got bright colors. It's just a little bit different. It's a little stylized, which I'm not used to, but it's really funny. It's about these little monkeys, and they're warned by their mom not to leave the tree while she goes off to look for food. And of course they can't listen because there's mangoes. It's just like they do a lot. Like there's very expressive faces, even with just a few lines. It's not really very detailed, but it gives a lot of expression. And so they end up attracting tigers.
Uh-oh.
And the tigers are hilarious. They're not even really scary. They're hilarious. And, so it's all about, will the mom ever find out?
Oh.
Like, that they left the nest, and will they ever get their mangoes?
That's cute.
And stuff.
That's
it's really cute. Yeah,
That's
it's
fun.
really cute. It's called Maybe. This one is by one of our favorite authors, Cynthia Rylant. And it's called We Give Thanks. And it's they say it's a Thanksgiving book, but I don't know if I really count it as Thanksgiving. It's just a book about thankfulness, which I think is great. It's perfect for Thanksgiving. It's just really, she always has this great way of writing very simple stories about giving thanks. We give thanks for nice warm soup and fires to warm our toeses.
Aww.
I mean, like, I guess that probably rhymes with roses, so like she has like really cute rhymes. And I love that it's not a Thanksgiving themed book. There's no pilgrims or anything like that, which I love. because you can always be thankful.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for Thanksgiving, but this one is kind of perfect for it. And here's like the picture on the back with the little guy cooking and his friends coming to visit, and I just.
It's a good all year lesson.
Yeah, and as Thanksgiving, like as I get older, I like Thanksgiving more and more than I used to. I don't know. I feel like it's a nice holiday because it's just food. No gifts, just food, which I like.
Food is my favorite
complicated. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't need. Now this one just came out. It's called Rescuing Titanic. It's the true story of quiet bravery in the North Atlantic. I was just captivated by the pictures in the book. Are so intimate. Like it really makes you feel the emotions of the people. And it's all about the rescue ships that came for the people who survived.
Cool.
And it's just, it really draws you in. I feel like so many times the books about the Titanic are very impersonal. And this one, even just the cover, draws you right in to feeling how small the ships are. Even the Titanic seems small in compared to the vast ocean. And I just love like all of the... Let's see if I can find some of them.
It's a very cool format.
The format is cool, and I just think the illustrations are so beautiful. It's so personal, and also I love that there's a clock too on each page, which is really neat. Wow. It kind of like counts down what's going on, which shows you how quickly everything happened. And I just felt like it was such a unique treatment of the Titanic for kids. Kids are always fascinated by it, and this one just feels really personal and intimate and draws you right in, and you want to know more about what happened to these people. So I just thought that, and I thought that was great. Okay, so I'm saving the best for last. There. All right.
Has a favorite.
I'm saving the best for last. This is a new book, Rick Riordan, The Cursed Carnival and Other Calamities. It's not just him, though. He only wrote one story in it. It's short stories.
Short stories for
which
kids.
Is cool. Yeah, exactly. And it's written by, who are the kids? Kwame Mbali. Yeah, I can't say it correctly, sorry. I should have not fogged my glasses a little bit. Rebecca Roanhorse, Gracie Kim, like a whole bunch of authors that the kids know have written short stories. But they're actually characters from all of their books, their own voices books.
Oh, cool.
So they're characters the kids know. There is Arusha, the kids know. Sal and Gabi, Min the Fox Spirit, Tristan Strong's friends. So like characters that they've all written about in his series.
Right.
Because each one is, they call it their own voices one. And then he writes a new one. It's a new character. And what's really interesting is it's an Irish folk character. At the end, he saves his story for last. So, and people have said, because I think the last name Riordan is like an Irish last name, they're like, when will he ever explore that?
Oh, interesting.
And he's done it as a new short story character in this book. So
that's very fun.
Great reviews, and kids, I feel like kids maybe don't always love short stories, but because these are characters they might know, and it's an author they know, and so they might give them a chance to enjoy them in.
Kids eat these Rick Riordan Presents books. They eat them right up.
Yep.
And they did that in a young adult short story anthology recently where some of the stories were new, but some of the stories were based off of popular authors, popular characters. Maybe they were prequels or like side stories. And it just kind of draws the kids and teens in, and it's just a nice way to approach a short story anthology.
Yeah, I think so too, because I don't know that they would necessarily be drawn to it, so I'm super excited about that one.
Very cool.
Katie Camillo, one of our favorites, has a new book called The Beatrice Prophecy. And it's illustrated by Sophie Blackall.
Another one of our
favorites, and she's going to be the illustrator for next year's summer reading program artwork.
Her illustrations are stunning.
Yeah. And this one is, it says, there is one creature that the monks of the Chronicles of Sorrowing fear above all others, and Swellica, the goat. The monks fear her sharp teeth and her hard head and her wily ways. And so imagine Brother Edict's terror when he goes to feed Aunt Swellica one morning and finds a child in the pen with the demon goat.
Oh.
The child does not know where she came from. She does not know who her people are. She remembers only one thing, her name, Beatrice. So all about an adventure to save a child and save themselves, I think. The monks are scared, too, of how this child got to be there. So, and Katie Camillo always writes a great
beautiful.
story.
Oh my gosh, her books are beautiful.
Always great. And Sophie Blackall did a lot of nice little, just some spot illustrations and stuff inside of it. So really neat. And last but not least,
Marie is really excited.
I'm obsessed with this book. When I first saw the cover, I was obsessed. I'm going to cover up who the author is first. I was obsessed with just the cover. It's called Pony. And it's by R.J. Palacio, who wrote Wonder, which is one of the most popular books we've had probably in a long time in the children's library.
We got to meet her at Book Expo once.
And we did get to meet her at Book Expo, which was very cool.
She's very nice.
But this book has just really captured me and captivated me, and it's got a ton of photographs, or actually the daguerreotypes in it, that she herself collected and used them as an inspiration for her story. So you see there's all these like really cool pictures, and there's even one that this horse is based on. They must have like just colorized it and did some adjustments to it, but it's just haunting. And it's full of really cool quotes, like this one from the Odyssey, "Take courage, my heart, you've been through worse than this." And the whole book is like that. It's filled with these pictures and these quotes, and it's about a little boy who wakes up in the dead of night and finds 3 horsemen kidnapping his father. And so he has to figure out how to get there, and the horse that the dad left on comes back for the boy, and so the boy leaves with his only friend and companion, Mittenwool. But Mittenwool is a ghost.
Oh.
So yeah. So the story is it's a combination, they say here, of Warhorse, True Grit. I think I'm going to see a little bit of the Odyssey in this story. Even, what is it, Sixth Sense, I see dead people. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of got it all in there. It's a ghost story, but obviously much deeper than that. But it's an
adventure, it's a journey.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Super excited about it. And I think the kids are going to be looking for it because of this name here, RJ.
But also it's unique.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's unique. I think that they said something like, I think one of the reviews said this is going to be a new classic. Like, you think of all the classic books, Charlotte's Web, and this one will be a classic. So I love that. Yeah. I'm excited about that. So so that's it. I'm going to be bringing this one home today. unless somebody calls me right now. You have 10 minutes. Call me. Gone.
It's like an infomercial.
I know.
Call
I feel like,
now.
Yeah.
And if you call within the next 5 minutes, we'll give you this book.
So
Call now,
and you could have this book. Otherwise, I'm going to take it.
As usual, all of these books will be on our shelves. We'll be displaying them, all of the new books. But if you see something that you like, give us a call or stop on in. You could also go on to buckles.org. I think that's all I gotta say.
That's it.
Go on to buckles.org.
See you next week. Hopefully they get some new books.
More books.
I've been hearing this thing about delays. That there's supposedly going to be delays in shipping of books and stuff. I'm not having it. We both ordered all our books really early, so we'll be ready.
I've already ordered pretty much every book that I want to order that's coming out between now and the end of the year, because we are expecting some shortages just due to shipping delays.
COVID.
You know, the story. Yep. That old story.
That old hat, yeah.
So hopefully we get some more books. I have a couple already for next week.
Okay. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I have like a small
I'm still waiting, Baker and Taylor, just so you know.
We're still waiting, publishing industry. It's not your fault. We understand. But we're just excited. Anybody who comes in knows that we love to get the books into your hands. So come on in and ask us what else is new. We'll see you all soon. Bye everyone.